going on, guys? How you all doing? My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic day. Man, we have a lot to talk about with the Phillies, but before we actually dive into things and talk about baseball and talk about shop, I do want to let you guys know that tonight we will not be going on for our 1,000 subscribers party. We'll instead be doing that on Wednesday. I want to take a little night off, and I realized I haven't had a night off in a little bit of time, so after this is done, I will post. I will also be posting my Phillies, my Eagles post game podcast as well, and I will be doing that. And I hope you guys tune into that. That'll air at 8:00 tonight. Thank you all so much again for all the awesome support that you guys have given me throughout these 9 months or so. It's just been really awesome, and I can't thank you all enough for all the love and the support that you guys have given me. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notification bell icons. If you want to come on and talk baseball with me right now, the Discord link is down below. It's pinned at the very top of the live chat. Okay. Oh, I forgot to start the event. What am I doing? I literally forgot to start the event on Discord. Okay, there we go. We'll start the stage right now. There we go. Start event. Cool. All right, so we just started it on Discord. There we go. We were a little bit behind. Well, that being said, enjoy the show, and let's talk about the Phillies. This series was tough. I was really happy that they were able to take 2 out of 3. It just sucked the way that things ended today. It was not pretty whatsoever. Seranthony Dominguez blows it. He gives up a solo home run to Taijuan Walker, and that really put a nail into it. But overall, I'm happy with how this team bounced back in this series. It got very ugly at times. It was not pretty. But at this point, a win is a win. And when you're taking a series against the St. Louis Cardinals, that's all that I can ask for. That's really what it comes down to. They were able to take the series, and they won 2 out of 3. It's hard to win every single game. And it would have been nice to have the sweep, don't get me wrong, but it's not so easy to do so. Okay, my biggest takeaways are these things. Okay, so the bullpen is number 1. Lots of question marks in regards to the Phillies bullpen. Friday, Kimbrel comes in, loads the bases, it gets ugly, it's in the 8th inning, he gets out of it, and that's the most important thing, but he walks the bases loaded. Alvarado comes in for the 9th inning, same sort of scene. Gives up an RBI single to Tommy Edman, bases are loaded, you think that the Phillies are going to lose and that the bullpen's going to blow it. They held on. Now, I was happy that they were able to hold on, but it really has not looked pretty. And I have a lot of question marks about this bullpen, and I think it's safe to say that over the last 2 weeks or so, Jeff Hoffman has been their most reliable pitcher that they've had out of the bullpen. He's been absolutely excellent. Just the splitter looks really good. The fastball movement and the velocity are reaching 98, 99. He's been their most reliable guy. Seranthony Dominguez today just continued to show you that he's probably a 5th or 6th option to come out of the bullpen. It's really been that bad of a season for Seranthony Dominguez, and I kind of feel bad for the guy. I'm not going to lie. I feel really bad for him because last year he was a different animal. He was touching 100 miles per hour with the fastball. The slider looked really good, but it's just not been that type of a season for him. And I think that if you're Rob Thomson, you learned today that you can't trust him in certain situations. But Rob actually said, and speaking of Rob Thomson, I want to paraphrase what he said during the press conference today. He thought Seranthony was actually pretty good. He just gave up one bad pitch. That's all that he said. Other than that, he thought he was fine. No, Rob, he wasn't fine today. He gave up a really hot shot, or a really hard shot from Nolan Arenado to Edmundo Sosa, and Sosa made a really nice catch, but that was hit pretty sharply. So no, he's not fine. He's getting rocked. He's not doing his job out there. And again, I feel bad for the guy because he's not touching 100, and I'm sure that he's working hard every single day. I have no questions about his work ethic whatsoever. But he's just not been that guy. And I can't trust him. I would go to Dylan Covey over Seranthony Dominguez right now. I'm being honest. That's how I feel. But the bullpen is a concern that I have going forward. I have a lot of question marks about who's going to be the guy pitching in the ninth inning or who's going to try to close the deal when it really matters the most. And I think that their best option right now, as we speak, is Jeff Hoffman. And let me know down below what you guys think about that, because I think that he's the best option that's out there. Let's go to the starting pitching. Aaron Nola only goes 4 2/3 of an inning on Friday night, and you needed him to have a good outing and to go long, and he did not. Another hiccup, another same old story, same old type of a thing with Aaron Nola. Bases, when there's a runner on base, he folds. That's how it is. He literally folds. And his mechanics are different. They change. And it needs to stop. But he's showing you that he's not even the number 2, maybe not even the number 3 or 4 option when it comes to the starting rotation. And that doesn't put the bullpen in a good position because the bullpen has not been doing so well over the last couple of weeks, just overall. Now, yesterday, the bullpen did their job, and the bullpen was pretty good. Jeff Hoffman pitched a pretty good inning. Junior Marte came out as well, and he looked all right. Matt Strahm, inconsistent. Never know what you're going to get out of him, whether it's a good outing or if it's a bad outing. But it's just been that type of time of the year for the bullpen. So I don't know what else to tell you about that, but just going back to Aaron Nola, again, he failed. He failed the test. He had one job out there. That was to go 6 to 7 innings. He didn't even go 6. Didn't even go 5. Didn't even go 5 innings. That is a big problem. With that being said, though, the offense, I thought, showed a lot of good signs. All right, they came back today twice, and it's not fun to do that. And Ricky Vitalico and John Kruk actually did a really good job at talking about this during the postgame show. You never want to have to try to come back all the time, because that's not a really good feeling when you're down. You want to always get on top, and you want to get the lead, right? That's what it comes down to. But the offense overall, I think, has done a much better job over these last couple of weeks. Nick Castellanos, say what you want about him, but he did have a 3-run home run, and that was really big. Did that, what was that, yesterday in the first inning? That was really nice to see. Alec Bohm today, man, he hits one into the third deck. That was pretty impressive, what he was able to do on that fastball that he got. That was unbelievable. Continues to make really good plays over at third base. Okay, he had one play today where I thought he should have had it, and Trey Turner was backing him up, and Turner bobbled it, but it was ruled as an infield single, and probably would have been the case because, it would have been hard to get the guy that was out. But Alec Bohm, I think, has been doing pretty well. The only hole with this offense is JT Realmuto still, and Nick Castellanos is not consistent in the clutch situation. I don't know what to do about that, but they both have to be better. And JT, I don't know what else to say about him. He's just been really, really bad at times when the Phillies need him the most. And sometimes I think to myself, if you're Rob Thomson, why not try to go with a pinch hitter at his role and then put Garrett Stubbs behind the plate? I know that Stubbs has not been the best defensively, but it's worth a shot at times. Sometimes that's exactly what you have to do. And he just doesn't always do that. So Kyle Schwarber has been doing a pretty good job. He hit the ball sharply a couple of times today and just did not get the bounce that he wanted. Bryce Harper was in a little bit of a slump. And then today he had a couple of good at-bats. It's a shame that in that 8th inning he hit the ball square on the nose. And I think that was such a big rally killer in that 8th inning because the Phillies could have had the chance to take the lead. And that changes everything about the complexity of the game and all that sort of stuff. But no, overall the offense has been doing their job. It's just a shame that they weren't able to cash in when they needed it the most today. But the reason why that you lost today's game is because Seranthony Dominguez did not pitch that well in that 8th inning. That was why you lost. Okay? Rob Thomson now sees that Seranthony is not the guy, and I'm done with him being put into the 8th inning. He's a 7th, 6th inning type of a guy. I don't trust him in the clutch. And it's pretty exhausting, and I feel bad for saying it because he's a great guy, and he's just not the same guy he was last year. That's how I feel. Let's talk about Taijuan Walker. All right, we'll get to your calls in just a little bit, and I'll also get to your messages too in the chat as well. If you want to join the Discord server, okay, I'm literally right here. Click the link down below and pop on and give your thoughts, okay? That's why we have this, because this is a conversation between you and I, and you can come on, give your thoughts for about a minute or so, and this is what we love to do. I want to talk a little bit about Taijuan Walker. Did he have a good outing today? Did he have a bad outing today? It got ugly at times, and there were some pitches that he left right down the middle that he shouldn't have left, okay? Gives up a big home run to Paul Goldschmidt, an RBI double to Paul Goldschmidt, and an RBI double by Nolan Arenado. Some of those pitches were just left up out over towards the middle of the plate. And that 3rd inning, it just seemed like that he wasn't getting the pitches to go into the spots that he wanted to. And JT even called for time once and gave him like a little pat on the shoulder, but you know, just to try to calm him down. And that seemed to work. Whatever they talked about after that, you know, just creating some more time and not forcing the game. I think that's a really big thing as well. But he got out of jams, made the right pitches when they really mattered, even though he gave up the lead at times. I thought that Rob really tried to just squeeze the lemon out of him, because he even talked about it in the press conference and said that I want him to go as deep as he possibly can because we do not want to use the bullpen, because we need the bullpen to rest. And that's what it came down to. And the bullpen did get their rest, and Taijuan Walker ended up going 7 innings. And that, I think, is more than what you could have asked for. So, just from the circumstances, I thought that Taijuan Walker did a good job at just battling through at-bats that were really tough, even when he was getting rocked. So, take that for what it is. Take it for a grain of salt. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I thought that he executed when he had to, and he did the best that he possibly could under those tough circumstances. Ranger Suarez, I have not given the guy his flowers in a little bit of time. He went 7 1/3 his last outing, pitched a no-hitter, looked really sharp out there. Yesterday, he looked sharp too, and in that 3rd inning, he got into a little bit of trouble, but after that 3rd inning was done, it just seemed like he was bouncing back to that 2022 Ranger Suarez that we all thought he was going to be this year. And he started off the season great up until June, until he got hurt. And now I think he's starting to turn the tides a little bit. And I think that it's safe to say that he's probably your 2nd best starting pitcher out there. So that is really a nice thing for the Phillies, because they need a bright spot in their starting rotation, and they really just don't have any right now. Except for Zach Wheeler, who has not been his full ace himself this season, but, you know, it is what it is. What else do I want to talk about? I have a lot of question marks about Rob Thomson in regards to just the postseason. I don't know what types of decisions he's going to make, and if he's going to make the right ones, or if he's going to pull the leash on a couple of guys a little bit too soon, or not pull the leash at all when the game is on the line. Just something to keep your eye out on. The Seranthony Dominguez decision, that was the last time I'm getting behind that decision. Because he was not good today. He wasn't. Edmundo Sosa saved his bacon. Okay, he made a nice play after a shot was hit to Alec Bohm, and he ran over to first base, and he made that nice play. You want me to give you golf claps for that? I could, because that actually was a really nice play. I'll give him some golf claps for that. But nothing else, man. Pitches are up in the zone, and they're getting rocked. You have a big series coming up against the Atlanta Braves, with Ronald Acuna Jr. being listed as day-to-day, with the Braves being swept, how are you going to do at Truist Park? Can you carry the same momentum offensively that you did in this series? And will the pitching be better? Those are questions that I have. And I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And again, come on to the Discord server. We'll take your calls. And I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I will let you guys know a couple of things before I do get to your comments. I want to let you know that once the Phillies clinch that number 1 wild card spot, it could be the second to last day of the season. It could even be the last day. I don't care. But once they clinch that number 1 wild card spot, we're taking a little break until the playoffs, okay? That's how it's going to work because I could use a little bit of rest. I want to make sure that I am fully ready to go for playoffs. But if it takes them to the last day of the season to clinch that spot, okay, then it is what it is. But I need to give myself a little bit of time if I can. So the magic number is still at 11. It can go down to 10 tonight if the Cubs lose. But I did want to give you a heads up about that. And I also wanted to let you know, too, probably after the Mets series this weekend, okay? Every day from that moment on, we're going to be doing a live post-game reaction, okay? Every day after next week. Because every game now really does matter. And once we go into the postseason, too, we'll be doing this every single day. Breaking down the game. Talking about the pitching performances. Each individual one. So it's not going to be as generalized because every game matters. When you're just doing it for 162 games, it's just absolutely tough, to just do it every single day. Plus, we're doing the play-by-plays. That's hard to do. So I just wanted to let you guys know about all those things. All right, and now we'll get to all your comments here. Houston to Dave says, hello, Jason. It's been kind of an up and down in the bullpen, says Houston. Yeah, man, I think that the best way to describe this season from the bullpen is Craig Kimbrel was the face of the bullpen as soon as Jose Alvarado went down. And then after the All-Star break, Craig Kimbrel started to have a little bit of some wear and tear. He was going through a little bit of a slump, and he just has not been the same. I do think that it matters, though, even though it gets a little bit dicey in those 9th innings, you have to get the job done, and it does still seem like more times than not that he does. My biggest concern, though, is when will that stop? And will it stop? I'm a little concerned about it. I'm not going to lie. That was a monster shot. That Alec Bohm hit? Oh, yes, absolutely. That was absolutely incredible for sure. But yeah, going back to your bullpen comment, Houston to Dave. First of all, thank you so much for the comment. I really appreciate that. But going back to that comment, yeah, the bullpen has not been so sharp over the last couple of weeks. Look, let's take a look at Seranthony Dominguez really quickly right now. While we're on Seranthony Dominguez, okay? Let's see Seranthony Dominguez's stats over the last couple of games. Let's look at the game log here on ESPN. Let's see. Bear with me for a second. I didn't have it up. All right, so Seranthony, his ERA is at 4.11. Okay, last year, his ERA last season was at, let's see, why is this so slow? Last season, the ERA was at 3.0. He went 51 innings last season and had 61 strikeouts. This season, it's 46 innings, 44 strikeouts, and he's 4-5. That's not good enough for Seranthony, man. That's really not good enough for him. And look, just to back it up, over the last 4 games or so, he did fine on the 15th, and he did okay on the 12th. But on the 10th and on the 8th against the Miami Marlins, 2 earned runs and allowed a home run in both of those games. It's just not what you want out of him. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what the heck is going on. Just hasn't been that guy. I said that Jeff Hoffman is probably my number one option. Hopefully you guys feel that same way, because I think that he has been the guy that has proven time and time again right now that he should be the guy that you go to in the clutch situation when you need him to get 3 outs. Junior Marte, I don't know what to say. Dylan Covey, seems like he's been doing okay, some of the time. He's just not a 9th inning guy. If you need somebody to come in for an inning that can just get a couple of guys out, I'd say Dylan Covey could be that guy. But I'm nervous about the bullpen, and that's the bottom line. And I'm going to stop harping on that point because I think I made it clear that the bullpen is definitely worrisome for sure. Do you think that the new pitch clock has affected the pitchers? I think that in regards to Aaron Nola, I don't know what it is. I thought at the beginning of the season that it was, and I'm certain that it probably has played a factor for sure. But man, everybody's gotten used to it. Look at Clayton Kershaw. Look at Max Scherzer. Look at Justin Verlander. Is it impacting them in a bad way? They got used to it. Okay, I can understand if it takes you 1 to 2 games, but we're 2 weeks away from the regular season being done. It's just no excuse. None whatsoever. Hello, JJ. Too many 1-run losses, another one today. I mean, those types of things are going to happen. It just sucks that Seranthony Dominguez blew it. It really does. Taijuan Walker was not his sharpest. I think I talked a little bit about him. He was not his sharpest today whatsoever, but he made the pitches that he had to when he had to. And the fact that he knew that he was going to have to go out there and go about 6 or 7 innings because Rob just didn't want to go to his bullpen, and rightfully so, because you want to make sure that everybody's healthy for tomorrow. I can understand that. I just think that it's just important to talk about how he was able to make the pitches execute when it really mattered the most. I like the splitter today overall, except in that 3rd inning. I thought that the splitter was really filthy. The curveball looked pretty good. The changeup when he threw it looked not so bad at all. But again, can't be giving up runs. Can't be giving up 5 runs. Glass half full, glass half empty with Taijuan Walker. But more positives than not, for sure. I don't think we talked about Bryson Stott and Johan Rojas, man. I got to tell you, Johan Rojas has become my favorite Phillies player right now. I love what he does in the outfield. I think it's so important to have him out there, even in the playoffs. Just playing in center field. Hopefully the hitting starts to get better, but his speed on the bases and the range that he has in center field, that is so valuable. I really believe that. And I love the hustle that he brings to the table almost every day. Speaking of hustle, Trey Turner, man, 2 infield singles today, and instead of just, pouting about it, especially on that check swing that he had over towards the mound, he beat it out. And I'm proud that he was able to do that. I was. So, I do have to give this team credit where credit is due. But we also, again, have a right to complain when things aren't going our way. There's things I like about this team. There's things I'm concerned about with this team. But Johan Rojas has been one of my favorite players. I love what he's able to do. Bryson Stott just continues to battle through at-bats. He had one bad at-bat today that I thought he could have done a better job at. But overall, he's been great. Alec Bohm's doing a really nice job over at third base. That monstrous home run that he hit today was absolutely crushed. But hopefully, other than that, things go in the right direction for the Phillies. All right, we're going to close up shop, guys. We will read this last comment by Houston to Dave. I'm hoping the Phillies spoil the Atlanta Braves postseason party. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow and what's going to happen throughout the rest of the next series, but it'll be very interesting for sure. Just a reminder before we sign off, okay, Tuesday nights, we are going to be having a very special cast. We are going to be going on with Braves Country, okay? And we're going to be splitting up the play-by-play duties. You'll be able to access the stream on both of our channels. You'll be able to see us both. Okay, I might not get to as many of your comments as I'd like to, but it should be a lot of fun. We're collaborating with other people. We're getting our name out there. We're really working hard at this, and we're grinding so hard because we want this channel to grow. And in order to do that, we have to reach out to other people, and we got to put ourselves on the map. And I think that we're starting to do that right now. And our hard work is really starting to pay off because now other people are seeing us and are seeing the work that we're putting out there. So Tuesday night, we're going to be doing a simulcast with Braves Country, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I think that you guys will look forward to it as well. We'll be doing the play-by-play, or the play-by-play announcer will be coming on for whichever home team is up to bat. So in the top of the first, I'll be doing the play-by-play, and he'll be doing the color commentary. Then we switch up roles. So, and then we do that for each half of inning. So, it'll be very nice. And a lot of fun. And I'm excited. All right, thank you all so much for being on here. I appreciate you all so much. Hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Again, look out for a Philadelphia Eagles post-game podcast tonight as well. I recorded that on Friday, and I've been meaning to post that. I just haven't had time, but we're going to post that tonight. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace out.